What is the question for you guys? What is the perfect way to start a live stream on a Friday noon? Any ideas?
Yeah,
That's
have
an
me
that's an excellent question.
Any ideas? Any guesses?
I just said to have me in it.
Well, other than that's a given. Is that
I'm not sure I
Yeah,
can top that. I'm not sure I can top that answer.
no one can. 'Cause it's me.
having the cat throwing its guts up outside the
Uh,
door? Nice.
Mm.
oh well, it's better than having a dog.
You know, that reminds me, the cat throwing up reminds me of the highlights of my retail security career. I had to stand and guard a puddle of puke so nobody would slip in it until the hygiene department got there.
What
True story.
the questions are: was it child's puke,
Yeah,
or was
it was a kid. Yeah.
okay? Yeah,
So,
more dangerous.
would
Mm.
you say that was a career low or a career high?
Probably a bit of a low, but then again, I was only there for a couple of months, so eh.
So, philosophical question here. So, at that point, did you think there's only one way to go from here, and that would be up?
Yes, out the door. Out the door and right out of there. That was
My
funny.
God.
That was
My
funny.
Things you have to do to get money, yes.
Aye, that's it.
You have
That's
to
it.
sell your soul.
Aye.
Sometimes sell your body.
Nobody
I,
wants
gra-
mine. Nobody wants mine, so that's me. I'm knackered with that.
I think I'm knackered as well. What about you, Matt?
No comment. There's more to love.
Breaking the habit of a
More to
lifetime. No
love. It
comment.
costs twice as much.
I will say hello to the guys. Hello, Matt. How are you today?
Hello, how are you today? I am good.
I'm not too bad. Cruel Birabs here, everybody. Hello, Cruel.
Hello there. How are you all doing?
Yeah, we're not bad. We're not bad. I think it's going to be a slow day today.
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Like after yesterday's stream, right?
Yeah.
You know when I told you about that cartoon show Bluey?
Mm.
Yes.
All the friggin' bloody YouTubers now are doing stories on it.
You give them ideas.
No, I know. And I'm like, well, you fucking owe me money for that, you little shit
Ah.
bags.
We've
Fucking hell.
we've had that
Them and their
before
little
where
Patreons.
yeah, we've
Ugh.
had that before where we've discussed stuff and then literally day after people are discussing it
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean,
and still discussing it.
didn't you use the phrase double standards a lot, and then everybody else started using them?
Well done, Cruel.
Yeah, I remember that.
I,
We
I
were there
always
at
I always like the way that they use the phrase access media. It's like with a bit of contempt, you know. It's like access media.
Wait, is access media a good or a bad thing though these days?
Well, they have to say, look, they have to say good things about it, or else
Mm.
they cannot say bad things about it. They cannot. They just can't. They'll get into trouble if they do. They'll lose. They'll lose sponsorship. They'll lose any chance of future, involvement with the studios.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's a real prickly pear if you know that meaning. So,
Do you think all media is kind of a prickly pear these days?
Oh, it is.
Cruel?
Look, people will sell you out for everything. Sorry, I thought you were asking me again.
Cruel, do you think media is a prickly pear these days? Stop it, Matt.
Well, do I think media? I think they're full of crap. I think it's all agendas. I think it's pandering to this or that. not necessarily the news. I mean, we wouldn't want that.
As we kind of said, yes, it's all opinions now, isn't it?
Aye. Well, yes, you said that the other day, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Matt?
Opinions on what the news is. Yes, what people think the news is, what they want you to think the news is, but not necessarily what it actually is.
Having people that I know in the studio areas, like working for the studios and that, they will sell out their best friend to make sure that they stay good with that studio.
Cutthroat, isn't it? Cutthroat.
Yeah, unless they are really well and truly cemented, as in they're pretty much near retirement age. They can't afford to ever, especially in America, they can't afford to, badmouth anyone, because they'll lose a job, and that way they get, blacklisted. And they really do get blacklisted. I've had friends, and
I suspect it's a bit like Hollywood, isn't it? Trying to remain relevant.
I've had friends that worked for major cartoons, Simpsons and
wow.
all that sort of stuff. And yeah. But this is like the original Simpsons. This isn't the stiff, horrible, shitty animation cow arts crap that they've got nowadays. Thundercats Raw sort of animation. Have you seen that? That's terrible.
It looks shit.
It was shit, and that's the reason why they cancelled it.
I've got the original box set of Thundercats sitting right on the table over there. I've been watching it, so it's good.
Yeah, I'm friends with the historian that actually the producers of it. He's the official historian of them. And I've been telling him for years to do a Thundercats book, because no one else will do it, and that's what people want to. People want to see it, making of Thundercats.
Yeah.
But he's just like, oh no, he's into the whole classics, like 1960s type productions,
right?
Not the 80s versions, where they tried to make more money. So, yeah.
Money.
Anyway. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's like, well, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I was just about to say, when was Thundercats? When did it start?
1985.
Yeah.
Right, because I feel like, because you guys are slightly younger than me, I kind of missed out on the 80s stuff.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Other than the early stuff.
Right.
Like the Ulysses 31 and Battle of the Planets.
Battle of Planets.
You know what? I saw Gatchaman, and that's the actual original cartoon that they used for Battle of the Planets.
Right.
And that was like, oh my god, it is like night and day. It is like it's like a nightmare-filled Battle of the Planets, and I fucking loved it.
What was the bad guy's name again? Zoltar,
yeah. Zoltar. Yeah, but he was actually like a cross-dresser or something like that. It was really weird.
Was it like Eddie Izzard of...
When the villains, when Zoltar and that went to go and kidnap astronauts or something like that, they actually murdered them. They actually killed them. And then, they would get them under false pretenses to try and, to save them, but they'd already be dead. And then all of a sudden you had the cartoon, and in the cartoon he's like, oh, that's all right, they're okay, they're safe, Seven Zark Seven, and be going, he was doing the narration, because they had to cut out certain parts, and the parts that they cut out, that they filled with the narration, and the narration was, hey, they're all right, but they're fine. It's like, well, if you watch the original cartoon, they're all dead. And I loved it.
Is it available anywhere to view online? Not that we condone such things.
Which one?
Was it Gatchaman, did you say?
Gatchaman, yeah. I don't know. They're really copy protected. Those sort of and any sort of anime nowadays is copy protected. Japanese are huge into it.
Right. I think I would.
Ulysses.
I was just about to say, Matt. I think I'd like to revisit Ulysses 31.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm just trying to remember Ulysses. Yes. Yes.
It was
I'm
obviously it was like a space
No,
kind of Greek god type thing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Pretty much like Greek folklore and legends and
Oh, here we
stuff.
go. Just bear with me.
Oh, there he
Bear
is.
with me. Hold on, hold
There it
on,
is.
hold on. So you've not seen it then?
I have.
I was being funny.
No.
I
I
remember
know you
the
were.
toys.
You were being facetious, dear.
Yeah, I
Look at
remember the
that.
toys.
Look at
I
that.
Yeah.
never had the toys. I never had any of the toys of that. I certainly saw a lot of it though.
Oh, yeah, no, there were toys of them. They used to have, remember the little robot?
Vaguely.
There was even a toy of the robot. It was great. No, I think his name was.
How many episodes of Ulysses 31?
There was
Has
two
somebody just-
seasons.
Did somebody just open their wallet then?
I just had,
Two seasons. And it's 650 minutes of Ulysses. It had an ending too. It actually finished.
Right.
Don't tell us the ending.
Well, you know how it starts. So it's pretty much, he saves everybody and, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, no, he's really good. It actually had an ending. You know what else? Which other one I liked? Mysterious Cities of Gold.
I wasn't as keen on that one, but it had a catchy tune at the start of it. I remember that.
Yeah, well, that's because they were both, I think they were both French made. So that's the reason why Ulysses had a catchy tune too.
French disco.
Because I've heard the French version of Ulysses.
All right.
And
And
it's actually,
is it
it's virtually the same. It's just in French.
I would never have guessed.
Matt is great at stating the obvious.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, well, what do you expect? It's one of those.
Australian things. Does it actually say how many episodes there is then, Matt? Sorry.
Let's see.
Go on,
I have
earn
to
your
get my
keep.
glasses out. No, it doesn't. It just says it goes for 650 minutes all up on 4 discs.
I assume the episodes are about 20 minutes long or something. Thundercats.
Yeah, they would be short. Yeah, they would be short. Back then,
Thundercats is about 20 minutes or something like that. 20, 25 minutes.
I mean, the animation was fucking brilliant back then.
Aye.
Like, it really was. It was like, they actually put money into it. Nowadays, they're just it's awful. It's really, really awful.
It was quite revolutionary animation they used in He-Man as well, wasn't it, at the time?
No.
Oh, what?
There you go.
You need... Okay, Cruel, here's a little bit of a history lesson.
Here we go. Are we
There
sitting
was-
comfortably, everybody?
I am.
Yeah. There was a show called Black Star.
Okay.
And that was actually made in 1981, 80, something like that. And anyway, it flopped. It flopped hard. But it was about a spaceman that got stuck onto an alternate Eternia-type planet. And he became more like a He-Man type of character.
Uh-huh.
And so anyway, they did that show, and they used exactly all the same shit, all the same animation, everything. Right. And then what they did was they didn't work out, so they were almost on the brink of bankruptcy. And then Mattel came up with the idea, and they said, we need to get this out to actually.
Yeah.
The toy company.
The ones that make Barbie.
Okay. And Ken, let's be.
So anyway, they came up with this great idea for sword and sorcery, and it was He-Man, but they didn't really know how to market it. So they thought, well, let's do a cartoon, and they said, well, who can we get to do it? And they're like, oh, I remember this show called Black Star, and it was very similar, so we should get them to do it. So they saved them out of bankruptcy by producing that show, and it was pretty much. If you look at a lot of the animation, it's really recycled. That's so that they could continue using people in America because they were starting to go overseas.
Uh-huh.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff, I've got a friend who worked on She-Ra.
All right.
And
Princess of Power.
Yes.
Yeah. And
She-Ra, Princess of Power.
he started out on that one, and that's
Carry
when and then he ended up going off into Disney and all that sort of stuff, working on the Little Mermaid and all that. But yeah. So anyway, they did He-Man, and of course He-Man was a smash bloody hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
He-Man
so
was good,
they did was, what happened was all the people that were making toys were like, oh shit, we need to have our own barbarians. So guess what they did? They actually went back and they went, hey, we could buy the license to Black Star. So they actually made the toys after the cartoon had already finished.
Oh.
So, but you can actually see Black Star on the YouTube.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's great. You should see it. You'll be really surprised, Corral. It's like it's exactly like He-Man virtually. It's just even similar. There's same voice actors and that in it. But yeah, I think they only made 13 episodes or something. But yeah, no, it's really good. But anyway, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of useless information that I know.
Tell us
I don't
something
make money
we
out
don't
of it.
know.
I'm fantastic.
There's that stream killer. The stream killer's at it again.
There it goes.
Ciao. I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind and didn't really like it.
Oh, that's it.
I was just going to say, with the comic stuff, I promised Real Honis that when we did comics, we would invite him on. So we'll kind of, if it's okay with you, shall we just kind of leave the comics and 80s stuff for another time?
Well, you know they don't really go hand in hand.
Well, comics and cartoons.
So you've
he
just
said.
killed everything in the 80s, and it doesn't matter. Comics started in like the 1930s, or actually earlier than that. But
Did they?
you want to get technical? Yeah, they did.
He specifically said 80s.
They used to be like pulp magazines, and like you had the Phantom and Shadow and all that sort of thing. So yeah, and then they evolved.
This is where my knowledge of comics is. Well, it's
so you never collected
zero.
comics as a kid. You never collected comics as a kid.
No, not my thing really.
You were very deprived as a child, weren't you?
I will say the only comics I collected, and God knows why I didn't keep them, and I wished I had now, and I had the number one as well. I think I had the first 130 comics. Get this right, and why the fuck I gave them away, I do not know. Star Wars.
Star Wars, I believe I've heard of that.
How much would they be worth now?
Oh.
That damn rabbit.
I didn't
They got
read
a rabbit in there, don't they?
a lot of the superhero ones when I was little. It was more like He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, that kind of thing. That's the comics I sort of read.
Well, when I was growing up, I had older brothers and sisters, and they used to buy comics, but they used to buy like Archie and Richie Rich and all these like kiddie type things. I used to love them though.
Dennis the Menace.
No, not Dennis. Isn't that a British thing, Dennis the Menace?
It is.
Well, see, we never ever had that here. We never ever had that here.
All right.
No, we had the other one, the American version over
Dennis.
here.
Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah.
The same.
My father, we used to get the Victor, or the Victor. Do you remember that, Kral? The Victor.
Is that an RCA?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Is that a record player?
The Victor is a war comic.
Okay. I remember the Commando ones. The little booklets.
Yeah, it was in the similar. We used to get Commando as well. Yeah, good remember.
Yeah, I remember Commando. They were little digests. They were called.
Yeah, we used to get the. I think it was the Victor. It was a weekly war comic, and the old fellow's massively into war stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I always remember we used to get that. That was good. And occasionally the Commando, yes.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember the Commando
They
ones.
still have them, you know.
I had a ton of those.
They still.
LOMC.
I was in a news agency the other day, and I don't know what you call them over there, but like I was in a
news
news
agents?
agency the other day, and they actually, well, who fucking knows around nowadays? They have drugstores in America.
Yeah, well, we're not in America, though. Move on.
Yeah, no, I know, but like, you know, UK is just as bent. But anyway.
Way! Way! We had the sense to get rid of you.
I tried to slip that under the radar, but there you go.
Wanker.
But anyway, so
Moving on.
yeah, so they actually do still sell like digests, but not to the, like, you know, Commando and all that sort of things,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the Victor comic it ceased many, many years ago.
Well, a lot of publishers and that went down. You know, Archie Comics gone. You've got that's the reason why you can see their shows on now that they're named after something else and they're more adult. It's because they pretty much someone bought it and made it more adultified, I guess you'd say.
And there was Battle Comics as well, wasn't there? Battle Storm Force.
Yeah, that's ringing bells. That is.
I just remembered that. Yeah.
I
used to love.
Go on.
Sorry.
I used to love
with Doom
I used to love the books that you could get with the role playing books with the dice. That's what I used to play
never
mostly.
really had much of them. Never had much of them.
Moving
Sorry,
swiftly on.
Mr. Brown, you were talking.
I was going to say
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
The last main comic I probably read, and I don't even know if it's still going, is Viz.
I've heard of it. I've probably seen it. I've probably read one, but I don't remember much about it.
That's where I learned the word bollocks from.
You know, Sid the Sexist and Roger
They
Melee.
used to be in a plastic bag. I used
Sid
to
the
see it. I used to
Sexist,
see it
aye,
and
aye.
had
Yeah,
had
Viz
a plastic
comic.
bag.
I mind
Crazy.
the name. Sid
Should have
the
been a brown
Sexist.
paper bag.
I don't even know. Is Viz still going?
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
know. Yeah, but the thing is, though, like even the illustrations were somewhat, you know, like
Rudimentary.
yeah, and
That's a big
and
word.
very, I don't know what you say, very
Basic.
yeah, and
Hello,
also
Rob.
very senile. I used to love Buster magazine, but that was that used to have like a character called Buster in it, and he had a hat and he looked like Andy Cap, but like a version of Andy Cap. It was like a younger version.
I think I've read that.
And
Yeah.
that was British.
I've probably read
And it used to be like characters like Face Ache and all that sort of thing. Sorry.
that.
Yahtzee Istophobe in the chat. Hello, Rob. Says, "Fat Slags was my fave." I don't know if he's talking. I don't know if he's talking about Viz though. Rob? Are you talking about Viz or something else there, mate? Moving on.
Oh, so like Buster was Andy Cap's son, really?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. I didn't know that. So we used to have an Australian version of that called Ginger Megs, and he was ginger. His face was ginger and everything. But they've made him to the point now where they had him so politically correct that
Oh,
no
God.
one read him anymore.
You mean taking the fun out of it?
Yeah, well, see, he was a cartoon character from the 1930s from comic strips in Australia. Like, you know, we have a few of those, believe it or not, and he sort of, they tried to update him by giving him a skateboard, and he had a pet monkey and all that, and like
smartphone.
they pretty much just killed it all. Well, I guess so. Yeah.
A pet chimpanzee.
No. He had a pet monkey.
How is that politically correct?
Because, well, chimps don't have tails.
Okay.
Ah, yes,
Right?
yes,
Monkeys
yes.
have tails. Okay.
Yes, a common mistake that most
Another.
people are unaware of. Yes.
Yes. Would you like me to teach you some more, Mr. Brown, that you don't
Um,
know?
after I've just read Rob's comments, yes and no. I had a girlfriend called Tracy who was a fat slag. We didn't last long.
I do like you, Yahtzee.
Oh, that's
The
a
girl I
clever
met
one.
after her, has been my wife for 21 years.
That's a
Oh,
builder.
are you married now, Mr. Brown?
I'm not now. Nobody wants me.
Oh well, that's why we're
I'll
doing a
just say,
YouTube cast.
I'll just say for if there are any ladies watching this, I am a catch, ladies.
We need to get some, but you're scaring them off.
It's not me.
Yeah, you are. You're too hairy.
It's lockdown, mate. It's lockdown. I look like Robinson
I
Crusoe.
thought it ended.
Cruel, has lockdown ended, or we just kind of token gesture of letting us out?
It's not ended yet.
Well, they let him out, and then they killed poor Prince Philip.
No.
Whoa! I do not condone any language like that, Matt Potts.
What? They let him out because of all the, they shouldn't have really had them all out all at once, should they? They didn't let them out one by one, did they? They let them all out at once, didn't they? Everybody. They didn't. You'll have to tell me. I don't know. They're here in Australia, right?
No, we'll just let you carry on digging your hole. Carry on.
State by state. They went state by state, right? Here. And then they let
He's
everybody out
talking bollocks,
gradually.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm not.
Rob's come in with a belting comment.
Oh.
And you trying to throw me under the bus.
Yahtzee, you're a bit naughty, my friend.
But I love it.
Tupac from Beyond the Grave is in. Hello, Tupac. You spin me around, bloodhound. BLM is crowned. Mr. Brown throwing down. Cannabis kilos and pounds. In the silence you can hear the sound of toxic masculinity in the ground. Yeah, toxic masculinity is being...
Are you talking about me? Burying myself.
Stream killer.
I am. I've been sent from other sources to destroy you.
I was going to say I can see why you're not allowed on other channels now because you're the man.
I am.
He's a stream
I've
killer.
been discovered. Yeah,
you have, my friend. You have.
Yeah. So anyway,
carry on.
No, I just didn't know what you were talking about today.
Well, neither do I. I think we're just talking bollocks, just free riffing, Because we were let down by Mega Geek.
You've had your 2 shots, haven't you?
Between us, we have.
Yeah, I've had one, and my mother was supposed to get her second one today, and we went down to the vaccination center, and they didn't have the Pfizer vaccine in, so we had to come back, and she's getting it tomorrow, which was when she was originally supposed to be getting it anyway. So
you're not supposed to mix and match, are you?
No, you're not.
No, because when I got mine, I had to have the Pfizer, and that was she's a bitch. I tell you, that Pfizer is a bitch. That second one, oh my god!
I had the AstraZeneca.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, no, I had Pfizer, and I tell you what, bloody hell.
Cruel, did you get any side effects from it?
I got the shakes on the Friday. It was a Friday I got mine. I got it at 11:30 in the morning, and by about the same time in the evening, 12 hours later, I got the shakes like nobody's business. And I felt like crap for a couple of days after that.
I can tell you exactly how the Pfizer one actually makes you feel. You know that scene in Temple of Doom where they actually make Indy drink out of the blood out of that skull,
Yes.
Oh.
and then he has a huge nightmare? Yeah, that's pretty much Pfizer in a nutshell.
My mum was
You-
fine after her first one.
Yeah, this
With-
is the second one.
Yeah, with
Second one.
with the AstraZeneca, I felt a little bit woozy about 2-3 hours later, so I just kind of slept it off, and I was fine when I woke up. And then the day after, I felt a little bit not quite right, but
Yeah.
not bad.
I was a bit fatigued for a couple of days. But that was about it, really. It just the strange thing was at the beginning of last year, I had a funny cold, sore knees, and things like that. And I thought I thought I'd put weight on over Christmas and New Year, as one does,
Yeah.
eating and drinking. And I went on the scales, and to my surprise, I was like, oh, I haven't put weight on. It must be this weird cold, and I was breaking out in night sweats and things like that. It felt very much the same as that. But just for a couple of days. So
Yeah,
that was that.
when lockdown started, I could have sworn I had something, but I don't know if it was. I think every time I went out, it was almost like a psychosomatic reaction of going out. You felt ill coming home, and I don't know if that was like kind of, having things implanted in your head. Don't go out, blah blah blah. That it was like as soon as you went out, you felt like you were going to catch the cove, the coof.
Oh,
It was
Well,
strange
never had that
times.
issue.
Strange times.
yeah. I didn't really go out for a good while. It was maybe about this time last year I started going out again, yeah, I would say. I stayed in for a good wee while.
MC in the chat. I had achy muscles like a cold was coming
Yeah,
after
that's more or less the same as I had for a couple of days. Just had the shakes on that first night. That's more or less the same as me.
Yeah, but you've only had the first shot, haven't you?
I have, yes. Just the
both
first
of
one.
us
Yeah,
have had the first. It's the second, isn't it?
You,
That's the,
you wait for the second one. Yeah, the second one's going to be the tell-all.
One
Oh,
of
I
the
can't
main
wait.
reasons. Sorry, Cruel. One of the main reasons why we like bringing Matt Pott on here is because he just cheers us up every time.
Yes, it's a ray of sunshine.
You're right there, Matt.
Yeah, you just killed the stream now.
I learnt off the master. Yahtzee Istophobe says, I had a storming case of the flu about 2 years ago. Put me in bed for a week. But for the
Yeah.
last 2 years since, nothing. Not even a sniffle.
I had
Yeah.
I've had bronchitis, and I tell you what, that's worse than the common cold. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I've had bronchitis many years ago.
I've
The
never had that.
lung gravy, not good.
I've never had that.
Tupac, my friend who is talking about the shots that he took and the ones his family members did and didn't take, got banned off YouTube. I said all that wrong, didn't I? My friend who is talking about the shots that he took and the ones his family members
Didn't.
took.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, is that a clue? Is that a clue for us to shut up
Okay,
about?
would you like
that
me
thing?
to read it for you?
Yeah,
Would you
go on
like me
then.
to read it for you? Okay.
I'm not
My
getting the
friend
new.
who-
Here we go. From the
It's
top.
all right. I'll translate it for you. So, my friend who is talking about the shots that he took and the ones his family members did and didn't take got banned off YouTube.
Ah, thank you, sir.
Now that's a conversation stopper.
And I stopped it.
Yeah, he's trying to throw out all the poor people in the chat, honestly. Getting them offside.
Sorry, guys. I think half the problem
We
today is that
appreciate every single one of you guys. Where's
we
MC?
do.
I haven't seen MC. He's disappeared.
MC's
there he is.
here.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I'm fucking this up big time today, guys, is because I was up the earliest I've been
You've been
in about
drinking again, haven't you?
No, in about 9 months. I was up at 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh,
Normally,
Oh.
I struggle to get out of bed for about 10.
yeah.
I slept until late this morning, so
Yeah, I was up at
I'm awake.
up at about 10 today, and yeah, that was a struggle.
Well, when I normally start work of 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's very strange to have to sleep in of a morning too at the moment. So, yeah.
What is your day job? I've never asked you, if you don't mind.
And you'll never know. I don't want people to ring up my workplace and like tell them what all the naughty things I've been saying about them. They would, Some people are really malicious like that. I'm aware of a few YouTubers who have fallen into that trap of having to leave their jobs because some people just have issues
Yeah.
and they can't get over their issues.
Speaking of YouTubers and ridiculous situations, did you see that thing about geeks and gamers getting a copyright strike for a dog over a TikTok video or something?
Please tell us more.
I haven't watched the TikTok video myself, but apparently there was a dog reacting to Darth Vader or something for the first time. And
Oh, the one that hidden behind the sofa.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I just thought that sounded
the
like
dog there, right? And you know that scene, the start scene of Star Wars, where Darth Vader comes walking into the actual the ship to find Princess Leia.
The cruiser, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, it's that scene, and like as soon as he walks in, the dog just like all of a sudden his ears prick up, and he like shoots off behind the sofa.
Is that what it was?
And yeah, that's
Wow.
all it is.
I can see why that would be warranting a copyright strike.
Well, yeah, they're using
the
footage.
thing is, though, you can't use other people's footage, and I don't blame them. I mean, if that's what they've done, I mean, okay. So, see, the thing is with American culture and American way of thinking is the fact that they can do whatever they like as long as they think it's a parody or it's a review type thing. They're allowed to do that, they believe.
Aye.
So they can sort of take that. That's the reason why you get so many bloody reaction videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say I have designed a few T-shirts, and I've put them online.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to be very careful that you're not using somebody's IP.
Yeah.
Aye.
And there are some channels who basically they just don't give a fuck. And they just come up with these T-shirts, and they're just ripping off people's IPs, and it's like, it's not good form.
It depends. I mean, if you want to talk about IPs, I can tell you. But like, as far as sometimes we as designers actually come up with better ideas than what they fucking come up with. Okay, for instance, here is an example that you will relate to. Okay. Baby Yoda. Okay.
Right.
Now,
I know where this is going.
when Baby Yoda was first revealed, Disney had fuck all.
Is that your dog in the background?
My dog.
I can hear a dog in the background.
Yeah, it may be my dog. Yeah, he's my dog barking. But it's very far away. Does it sound like it's far away?
Moving
So
on.
anyway, he's my own little baby Yoda. So anyway, so because they had fuck all, right? They had nothing to sell. So everybody on Etsy and everything decided to try and cash in, which they did. And they made phenomenal success, with selling everything with Baby Yoda on it, and designs and everything like that.
Okay.
And what did Disney have? Well, within about a month to 2 months later, they came up with photos of Baby Yoda on T-shirts and on mugs. and that was it. They had no designs, nothing. They just had some early concept designs of and photos of Baby Yoda. So once they actually started getting designs in for Disney, about 6 months later, then they got onto Etsy and all that and stopped and prevented them from actually selling any of their goods.
Mm-hmm.
Because they really didn't have anything. But this is the thing, Mr. Brown, and this is what I think would, and a lot of people, a lot of designers think that they should do this. Buy our fucking ideas. It's that simple. Buy our fucking stuff, and we'll be happy to give it over, hand it over to you if you want to sell it.
I'd agree with that. I've been in a position where all I wanted to do was basically I designed something, and all I wanted to do was sell the design, and they could have done what they fucking want with it after that. Yeah, just because I just think it's easier that if you sell somebody a design, then that's it. That's just easier for everybody, so they can do what they want. And you're right. These big companies, they're very, very bankrupt of design talent and ideas, and people like myself and other designers have far better ideas, but they just can't get it out there, can they, Matt?
Yeah, well, yes. If you, I just went to go and shut my dog up while you were talking, and then I was like, "Please keep talking, please keep talking." So anyway, can you hear this?
Oh,
I had to try and lure him in. So anyway,
Jesus.
Sorry, yeah, I was listening to you, by the way. So anyway, it's funny you should mention that, because I agree with you wholeheartedly, even though it was my idea to actually come up with that. But one thing that's really annoyed me is with the Cara Dune stuff.
mm-hmm.
There is a lot of shit about.
I really wanted a Cara Dune t-shirt. I really, really did. But they used the same fucking photo for every fucking thing. And I was like, and most of the time it was with Mandalorian anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you have all these people who like this character.
This is not Disney, though, is it? This is not official merchandise, though, is it? This is people have just...
No. This is official fucking Disney. And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
They have no imagination at all. Disney have no imagination whatsoever. They don't. They're all about corporation, and that's it.
It's funny.
And even then, they've actually dropped the ball on everything. If you really want to get into it, I can get into it, but I don't really want to, because I want a job with them one day. I'm bullshitting you. But anyway, no, because that ship's pretty much sunk. But anyway, so Disney, I mean, you have to look at Star Wars. You look at all their planned live action movies. Did you know that they're making a live action?
What plan? They had no plan.
No. But they've got a plan for live action movies, right? Ever since Alice in Wonderland made over $1 billion, that was the first one. If you think about it, Alice in Wonderland, the live action, was the first one to actually start that ball. Yeah, Tim Burton.
Yeah, it's all right.
And so,
is that because it was Tim Burton? Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. But even then, it was like it was a bit strange, that movie. It really was. Even though it's supposed to be, it's like, it's about some sort of, wasn't the guy the guy that wrote that story a bit weird? But anyway, so that's sort of got the ball rolling, right? That whole movie thing. And now they're starting to do Pinocchio and...
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you've not heard this? Pinocchio's coming out with... Guess who's playing Geppetto?
No idea.
Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Be
I've
a
got
bit more
nothing.
excited, guys.
I've got
Come
nothing.
on.
Oh,
No, but see, this is the thing. It's like, well, they've got nothing. That's the whole point. They're rehashing the old same things. If they come up with an idea, it's someone else's. Like, let's just say The Lion King.
all right, yeah.
And I've had many fights with animators that have actually worked on that. And they're saying, I was in the actual room when they came up with that idea, and I can guarantee, and it wasn't even mentioned. And I'm like, it may have not been any fucking mention of it, but you bloody well stole the idea.
Is that the
And
original? The original Lion King?
the original was Kimber the White
Right.
Lion, and
Right.
they stole it. They point blank stole it. There's no, they can't lie about it. They just can't. But
Strong.
because they're Disney and they have these things called lawyers,
Oh.
Tezuka actually sued them, but they lost because of the lawyers. You see,
Mhm. Yeah.
Tezuka is only small. He was the one that originally created, Astro Boy, Kimber the White Lion, all that sort of thing. But he was dead long before then too. So, they only had that corporation to deal with. And, of course, they're only a small corporation compared to Disney.
All right.
And it's America. So, yeah, but I don't care what they say. I've had huge arguments about it. And I'm like, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you were in the room. You're American and you steal stuff.
Yeah, they've got
a lot of them
strong.
do.
They've got the
But
big
no,
corporate lawyers and stuff.
By that I mean that they actually they may not have been aware of it. That's a possibility that they may not have been aware of it, but it's very unlikely unless they were like 10 and Kimber the White Lion hadn't been shown on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those people that were animators and that were in their 30s, and there was TV shows. I'm sorry, I know that they stole it, and it just it irks me that they made a profit off someone else's idea. They literally did. I mean, have you ever seen Kimber the White Lion?
No.
Negative.
No.
It's nearly verbatim for everything that happens. And it's just it's just stupid. I mean, even right down to the baboon. There's a fucking baboon.
The what?
That's a
baboon.
wise baboon. Baboon.
A Rafiki.
Is that a Rowan Atkinson thing? You are a baboon.
I was going to say, baboon.
I think it is. I think it is a Rowan Atkinson thing.
Because he couldn't pronounce his B's, could he? Bob.
I'm not sure.
Bob.
Yeah, Rowan Atkinson cannot pronounce his B's. He stutters on B's.
Hey, he's dating a bird younger than his fucking daughter, for God's sake.
Is he?
Good for him.
Yeah, he's like 60-something now, dirty old man.
Good on you, Rowan.
Yes, you know how he chatted her up?
I'm Rowan
He went
Atkinson.
up to her. He went up to her and he went, boom.
No.
Flicking the bean.
How did I know that was coming?
I used to love Blackadder. That was the one show when they used to release those Bean movies and the fucking Johnny English shit. And I'm like,
Yeah, I do like
why
John
isn't it
English.
I don't. And I'm like, they're not funny. None of them are funny.
Oh, get fucked.
Get Smart's funnier. Get Smart is funnier.
I haven't seen much of Blackadder, to be honest, but
you need to
What?
watch that. You need to
What?
watch it from the beginning. No.
You're going to get booted off this stream with comments like that.
No, he won't. You can stay here, Cruel. I'm not going to beat you off.
Cruel, I'll just say.
It's good that you haven't seen them because,
You should watch Blackadder. They are amazing.
Mm-hmm. I've seen bits and bobs.
Series,
you know what?
Series 1 is...
Oh, do you know what? I saw the pilot to that the other day, Series 1, and it is so close to Series 2. And I was like, why didn't they go with this pilot? Why did they go with the sniveling Blackadder, the really weird, horrible one that, no one likes? And yet, with the first one, it was about it was like You know, with the Queen in series 2. Have you seen it, Mr. Brown? You seen the
Yeah,
pilot?
yeah. I've not. I don't think I've not seen the pilots. I've seen
There's an
the.
unaired pilot. There's an unaired pilot, and it is so similar to series 2. You would be like, why didn't they stay with it? You know.
Yeah,
And like Baldrick wasn't in it, but there was a different
right.
Baldrick.
Was there a squeaky toy in it? You don't get. Listen, you do not get quality entertainment like this on other fucking channels, boys and girls. Do it again.
Just to let you know, my dog's going fucking crazy right now. Hey, would you like to hear something a little different?
Go on.
Okay.
Welcome
you hear that?
to the Alliance Brown channel. We are
Ladies
here.
and gentlemen, squeaky toy.
Maybe we could do.
We are here
dog
with
loves them.
special guest Cruel Birab and somebody else.
Cuckoo the Cloud. Yes, I have a few. My dog loves squeaky toys. He just loves them. Anything
So
with
do
a
you, by
different
the sounds
squeak.
of it. MC in the chat
It's my dog. He
says.
squeaks them. He loves damn things.
MC in the chat says there was a Cavalier Years episode, which
There
may have
was.
been.
Yes, it's different. There is actually an unaired pilot from the original The Blackadder, and it is it is phenomenal. It's only very short too, but yeah, from what I've seen anyway, there's it must be a short part of it. But yeah, there's I think they reused it, some of it for series 2, I think.
Series 1, Ben Elton wasn't there, which is why it was just
yeah, but
very,
it was like
very
Ben Elton
dry,
was there.
very black, very.
It was like Ben Elton was there, though. The way the writing and everything, it was so much like series 2.
No, mate, it's like you.
I'm
it's like
serious,
mate, friend.
It was like Blackadder's
compadre.
attitude was totally different.
Listen, you cannot sell me that. You cannot tell me that chalk and cheese are the same thing, mate. Because they fucking ain't.
But see, the thing is, you can't get out of your head that very first Blackadder. And you need to get rid of that and just watch the pilot and then realise that, in fact, it is like what they intended Blackadder to be.
If it was broadcast, that's canon. If it wasn't broadcast, that isn't canon.
My favourite
in my world.
My favourite introduction to any movie is the movie for Blackadder in Time.
Oh, that was
the
special thing, wasn't it? What was shot for the Dome in London? I have seen it.
Yeah, but they made an intro, and it's like all the Blackadders throughout the years, and like there were women and everything in the portraits, and they all had his face on it. Oh, they all were. They all came back.
Cruel, you should check out Blackadder. You will not be disappointed.
I guess I'm going to have to, I think.
You start from scratch, but you don't have to. Just start from the like I did when I was a kid. I actually started with Blackadder the second, and you won't notice any difference at all. So if you skip the first one, it's not going to matter.
My ex-girlfriend, who was into history big time, she loved season 1. She just loved all the historical references because she said it was absolutely spot on, which I can see, but it just wasn't funny.
Oh, okay.
Then series 2 came along with Ben Elton writing it, and that was just like a kick in the bollocks. You just didn't know where that was coming from. It's like, bang, what's this? And it was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I'll have to check that out at some point before it's cancelled or something. You know, everything's getting cancelled.
I think they even showed during lockdown when BBC Two or BBC was a little bit short of programs. They actually even Blackadder was on. I think season 2 they repeated it.
Do you want some trivia, Mr. Brown?
We're always in the mood for top trivia. Yes.
It'll blow your mind.
Okay.
The Blackadder
LSD
TV
does.
series, the Blackadder TV series, the very first one, was co-produced by an Australian channel.
The first season.
Yes,
Oh, that's why it was shit then.
Channel 7.
I didn't know that. Blackadder.
MC in the chats. Blackadder 2 and Goes Forth are the best.
Okay.
I didn't like Goes Forth as much. I like the second and third ones the most. They were brilliant.
Obviously, Goes Forth was remembered for the last episode, but
Yeah.
That's like in the top.
don't say what it is. But
I know.
won't.
I know what I know what it
Yeah.
is.
That's like one of the top.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it, Corral, because it's like it happens in every series.
Blackadder
you know,
is on Netflix.
they have an ending. You know,
Yeah.
they always do. So you know, sometimes it's a happy ending, sometimes not.
I
You know,
know what it is anyway. They go over into no man's land,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, because they get put on the front line.
yeah.
Yeah. Cruel, have you got Netflix? Apparently it's on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix. I don't have any streaming
Not
things
here
at
though.
all. I'm not subscribed to any of that at all. So.
No, we 7 Seas. And we're
Yeah.
not talking about cod liver oil either.
No, but in terms of old television shows, there's another one I didn't really see much of in the 80s was Only Fools and Horses, but I've got the whole thing now.
Ugh. No, that's one show that I just could not get into.
Yeah.
That and Dad's Army, I just never found the humor
Whoa!
at all.
Whoa! Dad's Army's
No.
great.
No,
You obviously
it's
obviously
a
don't
UK
like
thing.
you obviously don't like the Cold Steel, do you?
No, it's a UK thing.
You don't like it
it's
up 'em?
really a UK thing. No, it is. It's just a real UK thing. It really is. It's
Yeah.
just like one of those ones where, like, the humour just like, huh? But don't worry, it's like it for all Australians. So I'm not taking the piss or anything.
No,
We all hate it.
I loved Dad's Army when I saw bits and bobs in the 80s.
The movie that came out recently absolutely bombed here. They never even bothered releasing it.
It bombed everywhere, mate.
I
Oh,
saw,
did it?
I saw 10 minutes of it and thought it looked shit.
UK Gold a couple of years ago or last year, but it's probably a couple of years ago, remade 4 episodes of Dad's Army from the original scripts.
Oh.
Have you seen them, Cruel?
No, I haven't. Just the
They
original.
were fantastic,
Okay.
and I don't know why they could. The cast was that it was spot on, yeah. And I just thought, why don't they just bring this up to date and do a new series with these actors with the original scripts, but today's production.
I think it's
It was amazing.
It's like when they
the comedy
didn't they
was
put
like-
that in line with when they tried to remake Are You Being Served? With all those terrible actors that just didn't fit into the roles.
The thing with the Dad's Army is they got the actors correct,
Okay.
and
Because they were looking for, what do you call it, authenticity.
yeah, it was. It was literally released. I think it was the year after the Dad's Army film came out, and the Dad's Army film, fucking hell, that was awful. I think I've
I
seen
saw
about
10
10
minutes.
Yeah, I
minutes of
couldn't
it. It's
watch it
like
either.
Yeah.
just a load of shite. But the 4 episodes, they kind of, I think they called it the Lost episodes. They were recorded, but they got lost somehow. That's hence
Right.
the name Lost.
Yeah.
And they just redid them from the source material, and
Right.
it was fantastic.
That sounds interesting.
Because Dad's Army is repeated on BBC Two.
Could
Yeah,
could
every
they
Saturday.
remake
Yeah.
so they remake Only Fools and Horses but actually have it funny?
And that's the hour. So we're going to call it. We're going to call it a draw on the hour, ladies and
Matt
gentlemen.
kills the stream again.
No, well, that was intentional. That one.
Timing. Secret of comedy is
You know who
timing.
I miss? You know who I miss the most?
Herpes.
No,
Mega Geek.
no. I miss funny fucking shit, and it's like they just don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Dead.
No. I haven't finished yet. Like stuff like Hello. Used to love that show.
I saw
They
a good bit
take-
of that on and off. Yeah, that was funny.
Hello,
Yeah,
that was excellent.
Yeah, and they just don't make stuff. But even then, like if you actually see that show, like back in the early '80s when they first made it,
You could say
people were complaining
1930s
about
then,
it.
weren't you?
No, not at all. They were. They
got
were
fuck all else better
actually
to do,
people
mate.
were complaining about it. People were complaining about it because of it being set in the World War. It wasn't a funny thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway.
And nowadays, it wouldn't get made today.
Oh
There's no way.
no,
They
lot of
don't
that
do
stuff.
comedy anyway.
No, a
No.
lot of that stuff wouldn't see the light of day again now. I don't think. Comedy's too safe or just not funny.
We'll just leave the final comment to Tupac. The secret of comedy is my giant box set of Jeeves and Wooster.
I was a bit worried what he was
VHS.
going to say. The secret of comedy is my giant. Oh,
Box. We're going to
Yeah.
call it a draw today, guys, on that because the allowance is been eaten into.
Yes.
So I'll just say to the guys in the chat, slow start for us today, but once you guys turn up, that's when it starts being fun. So I always say this channel is nothing without the interaction. So again, guys, thank you for going out of your ways to listen to us three just talking shite. So we do appreciate that. We're going to be around tomorrow for the end of the week kind of virtual pub stuff at 11 p.m. British summertime. So I think we'll have the usual gang back for that. I will just say thank you to the guests. Krual Birab, thanks for popping on, mate.
No problem. Anytime.
Thank you, sir. And the number one stream killer himself, Matt Potts. Thank you, sir. And on that note, we'll say goodbye, ladies and gents. Thanks for coming. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.